welcome to Learn Chinese with Friends, Season 8, Episode 9, one with the rumor, Part 404. So this is the last video of the 4-minute clip episode that I had dubbed, which is linked below, both the dubbed version and the original version. And as same thing as before in the last 3 videos, the point of the whole video is for you to be able to dub the video yourself and be able to dub and understand it. And how you will dub and understand it will be the same. The process is the same as the last 3 videos. So first you will watch me dub it in Chinese, and you will just follow the link that I have linked below. Then you will watch me break down the clip, which is what I'm going to be doing in this video. And finally, it's your turn to dub. So step 1 is to watch me dub. So please click on that dub video link. You can skip this step actually and go straight to dubbing it yourself. And step 2, so now we're going to break down the last minute of the scene. Last minute of the video, there isn't too many commonly very useful phrases I found, so it should be a lot faster, because a lot of the video, it talks about, her being a hermaphrodite, her having, male and female reproductive parts and everything, which is all good to learn, but I don't think, unless you were going to call someone a hermaphrodite, it's probably not going to be that useful for you. So yeah, but anyway, moving on.
What rumor? Oh, come on, Will. Just take off your shirt and tell us.
Okay, so let's do those first 2 sentences. So again, a quick reminder, part 404, purple's commonly used phrases, yellows is names, and blue is matching. Rachel says, what rumor? So rumor is blue. Rumor and 谣言 match up, and what and 什么 match up. So what rumor, 什么谣言. And then Phoebe says, come on, Will, just take off your shirt and tell us. 快点 Will, 脱掉上衣告诉我们. So come on, 快点 and come on match up. Will is a name, and where match up, yellow. 脱掉上衣, so just doesn't have anything matching. Take off your shirt is 脱掉上衣. Okay, so take off and 脱掉 match up, and your shirt and 上衣 match up. And tell us, and so Anne doesn't have a clear match for match word, but tell us matches up word for word 告诉我们. So tell is 告诉 and woman is us. Okay, so next part of the video.
Ross!
It's no big deal. We said that the rumor was that you had both male and female reproductive parts.
Okay, so let's stop that there. So Ross is obviously a name, and that matches up with 罗斯. Then Ross says, it was no big deal. We said that the rumor was that you have both male and female reproductive parts. Now, no big deal and 没什么 match up, and that's a commonly used word, and so we'll have a look at that. It was, it was, and 那真的 match up. We said that. We said 我们说 match up. So we is 我们 and said is 说. That doesn't have a match for match word. The rumor was 那个谣言是 match up. So 谣言 is rumor and was is 是. And now is and 是 is also would be the same thing, but in this context was and 是 match up. That you had. Now that doesn't actually have, it doesn't have a word for word. You had matches up 你同时有 okay, 有 and had match up. Both male and female, so both male and female is 男性跟女性. And 男性 is male and 女性 is female. The is a conjunctive word, so it's a joining word. 生殖器官 means reproductive parts. Reproductive parts means 生殖器官, which is reproductive parts. So he says, 那真的没什么，我们说那个谣言是你同时有男性跟女性的生殖器官. As I said, some of these words in this sentence, it's quite specific to what Ross is saying. It's quite specific to the context of reproductive parts and all that kind of thing. So I think the most commonly used words is probably no big deal, 没什么. So we're going to have a look at how 没什么 is used in other contexts. So I've got this open in purpleculture.net. Now, this second sentence here is quite used quite often. 没什么大不了的 is think nothing about it, think nothing of it. It's no big deal. It stands kind of on its own and is also what Ross was saying.
没什么大不了的。
Yeah, so 没什么大不了. 没什么了不起 is also like it's not a big deal, which is kind of what Ross was saying, right? The first sentence, 这没什么，他现在怎么了? It was nothing. What about her now? So you can kind of also use 没什么. It's no big deal the way that Ross has used it, but you can also use it as in it was nothing, not much happened, All right. Okay, so let's go back to this sentence. Okay, so now it's the next part of the video.
What?
That's right. We said your parents flipped a coin, decided to raise you as a girl, but you still had a hint of a penis.
Okay. Okay, so then Rachel says, what? And what and Shema match up. So that's nice and short and sweet, which is quite good. And Will says, that's right. We said your parents flipped a coin, decided to raise you as a girl, but you still had a hint of penis. So let's break that down. So that's right is 没错. And if you recall, I mentioned in an earlier video, I think part 1 of 4 is we often in Chinese say, this isn't like, it's not, that's right is it's not wrong, but that's the way you would say it's right. 我们说, so we said is 我们说 你爸 your parents is 你爸妈 flipped a coin is 丢铜板 decided is 决定 that's actually a commonly used word as well. To raise you as a girl 把你当成女孩子养大 match up. So raise and 养大 is matches up. 当成 so 女孩 is girl match up. But and 但 match up. 你 you and 你 match up. Still and 还有 match up. And hint of penis is 小鸡鸡. Now that's a very colloquial way of saying penis. That's not actually penis in its most medical form. It's kind of, it's kind of like saying willy or something like that. So it's a very casual way of saying penis. But that's the way it's been translated here. Okay, so next part of the video.
Oh my God! You started that? What? You heard that? Everyone at our school heard it.
Everybody at my school heard it. You were the hermaphrodite cheerleader from Long Island?
Oh
no! Okay. Okay, so Monica said 天 okay, so 天哪 is oh my god is 天哪. That's a commonly like it's an wow. You is 你 match up, but in this context it matches up with 你们 because Monica's saying you as in Will and Ross, so it's actually them or you guys, but colloquial. Started that, so started and bien don't match up. Bien means you made it up, so that's not a match for match, but what Monica, the meaning has been translated. So you started that rumor, but in the Chinese version it says 那是你们编的. So she's saying, oh, okay, so you guys were the people who made up that lie. So 编 actually means made up, or you made it up. And then Rachel says, you heard that? So you and 你 match up. Heard that and 听过 match up. And then Monica says, everyone at our school heard it. So everyone and 每一个人 match up. At our school is at our is 我们 学校 and school match up. Heard it. Heard it is 听过. And these remaining words that haven't been highlighted, there's no match for match word. It's just more so a joining kind of a word. Chandler then says, everyone at the school heard it. At our school heard it. You were the hermaphrodite cheerleader from Long Island? So, 我的学校里. So that should say at my school. I'm not sure what. So my school. So 我的学校 again. 学校里 is at my school. Match up. 听过 match up. 每一个人 and everyone match up. Oh, sorry. Everyone match up. You and 你 match up. 就是 were and 就是 match up. 那个 actually and the match up in this sentence. Now hermaphrodite cheerleader matches up with 双性啦啦队员 match up. So 双性 and hermaphrodite match up, and cheerleader and 啦啦队员 match up. So these two characters match up to hermaphrodite, and cheerleader and 啦啦队员 match up from Long Island and 长岛 match up. So from hasn't actually been translated in the Chinese version because as we remember from part 3 or 4, from actually is 来自, like if you were to translate it direct word for word. And then Rachel says, no, oh no, and 不 kind of match up. Okay, so now let's look at the next section of the video.
Oh my God, this is all making so much sense to me now. This is why Adam Carter wouldn't go out with me. This is why Billy Tratt would just stay in this region.
Actually, Billy Tratt is gay now, so that one's not really our fault.
Monica, how come you never told me this? I thought it might be true. But I was afraid that you were gonna cry and then show it to me. Joey, stop staring! There's nothing there! It's not true!
I'm afraid I'm gonna need proof.
Oh!
Okay, so that's the end of the video, and let's quickly charge through the rest. Rachel says, oh my God. Okay, oh my God is 天哪, so this hasn't been translated here. This is all making so much sense to me now. This and 现在, actually, no. So now and 现在 match up. So basically, this is all making so much sense to me now. Means it has none of this actually really directly translates into the translation. So I can't really say, you know, what's matching. But basically, in English, right, Rachel is saying this is all making so much sense to me now means I'm finally, I get it now, right? And so the Chinese translation is 我终于懂了,我终于懂了. Now, 我终于懂了 is 终于懂了, I guess, matches up with making so much sense. Making so much, 我终于懂了 and making so much sense kind of match up in this context. But it actually doesn't. Like 终于懂了 means I finally understand. So, you know, it's not a direct translation, but the meaning has been translated. This is why Adam Carter wouldn't go out with me. This is why. And 所以 match up. Adam Carter is, you know, a name. So 亚当科特 is how you would translate Adam Carter. So 亚当 and Adam match up, and Carter and Carter match up. Wouldn't and 不想 match up. Go out with me is 跟我约会，跟我约会 match up. 为什么 and again this is why. 为什么 Billy Tratt would just stay in this region. So Billy Tratt is a name. Billy 特雷特. So Billy means Billy. 特雷特 is yellow. So 只想 would just is matches up in this context. Stay in this region. And she signals to her breasts because there's this 这块区域 and this region match up. And 下手 hasn't been really been translated in the English version. It's kind of been spelled out in the Chinese translation because 下手 is basically, you know, basically we know what we mean by, you know, they were making out and he was touching her here, but that hasn't really been translated. You know, Rachel hasn't said this is why Billy Trapp would only touch me in this region, but 下手 means in here it's kind of spelled it out in the Chinese version. And then Ross says, actually, Billy Tratt is gay now. So that one's not really our fault. So actually, hasn't been translated. Billy, and Billy match up. Tratt and 特雷 Tratt and 特雷 match up. 成了男同 is gay now. Is gay now. 成了男同志. So 男同志 and gay matches up. Is kind of he's become gay now. So and 所以 match up. That one's and 那不是 and not match up. Our fault and 我们的错 match up. So our and 我们 match up. Fault means 的错. So as in you need to kind of split that up. So if I go back, our and woman matches up. Fault and the 错 match up. And Rachel says, Rachel says, Monica, how come you never told me this? So Monica is yellow. How come? And 为什么 never told me. Never told. And 不告诉 match up. And me is 我. So that was pretty straightforward. And then Monica says, I thought it might be true. 我想或许 So 那是真的 So 我 and I match up 想 and thought match up It might be 或许 match up Might be and 或许 match up Be true 那是真的 I and 我 match up Was afraid and 担心 match up. So was afraid and 担心 is used quite often. So we're going to have a look at that. You were gonna cry. So you were gonna cry and 你会大哭 match up. You and 你 match up. Gonna cry and 大哭会大哭 match up. And then show it to me. And then 把它掏出来给我看 match up. So show and in this context 掏出给我看 match up. So in this, actually this shouldn't be blue because there's no matching. 给我看 and show it to me match up. But 掏出来 is an added word in the Chinese translation because 掏出来 basically is saying that take it out. So that actually hasn't been translated in the literal translation because if that was the way, it was what Monica said that she was saying, okay, I was scared that you were going to take your penis out and show it to me. So that hasn't actually been spelt out in Monica's words. The screenwriter has just said I was scared that you were going to show me. But in the Chinese translation, it's basically saying, okay, you're going to take it out and then show me. So take out hasn't been included in this sentence in the English version. Okay, so 担心, which is afraid, I would suggest that you could go do a YouTube headline search in what kind of context 担心 is used. Now, in this sentence, 担心 is used in, I'm worried about you, I'm afraid. So 担心 is a headline is enough, I think, because if you watch these videos, they're all very political and political commentary gets very complicated. So in this first headline, for instance, it says 美国最担心的事情发生了. So in this video, the headline is basically saying, as you can probably tell from this thumbnail, that it's saying America, like what America fears the most or is afraid the most has happened. And again, a lot of political ones. Okay, this is more like a psychology video, I think, and it's saying 5句话, like 5句话, 让你心情好起来, 不再焦虑, 不担心, 不害怕. So, this is like a psychology video. It's like, what are these 5 things that you can say that will make you less anxious, make you not afraid, make you not scared, that kind of thing. So, apparently there's also a song called 担心. Again, this is, oh, look, there's a Chinese version of Saguru Chinese. 为什么父母会担心子女? So, in this context, I would say it's used more, 担心 is more used in a worry. So, why are parents worried about their kids? Yeah, so that's a good headline to see what kind of context you can use the word 担心 in. Okay, so the next one is, Rachel says, Joey, stop staring. Okay, Joey and Chaoying match up. Stop staring is 别看了。There's nothing there. So 那里面没有东西 match up. So there's nothing there and nothing 里面没有东西 match up. 那不是真的。It's not true. 那不是真的 match up. Joey says, I'm afraid and 恐怕 match up. And we're going to have a look at I'm afraid being used. I'm gonna. And look, I'm and 我 match up. And need proof and 需要证据 match up. Now, need and 需要 match up. And proof and 证据 match up. So actually, 需要 is also a commonly used phrase, like I really need this, 我需要 我需要证据, so I need proof. So 恐怕 I've chosen this video, and this is again one of those HSK videos, quite good, quite authoritative. And this girl is talking about the difference between 怕, 害怕, and 恐怕. So, it would be good to watch the whole thing to get a difference. But in this context, she's saying, are you afraid of, this is a sentence that she's been using as an example.
恐怕没有人不害怕老虎吧？恐怕没有人不害怕老虎吧？
So in this sentence she says that I fear that everyone is afraid of the tiger. So in some ways, 恐怕 actually means I'm afraid is, even though the English translation is I'm afraid, but you can also kind of use it in the context of 恐怕, as in probably. I probably am going to need some proof. And in this sentence here, in this last sentence here, where 恐怕 is used, you could also say that I'm probably sure that everyone is afraid of the lion. I fear that everyone is afraid of the lion. So that's 恐怕 is used quite often in that sense as well. So yes, that's part 404. The breakdown has been completed. Return to dub. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and make sure to click on the subscribe button.